Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. My name's Brian. That's my brother Adam, and we are the Factional Fight Brothers. In this episode, we are back at our labyrinth. We're going to be showing you what we've been up to, and we're going to be trying to complete an entire half of our mansion, of our puzzle labyrinth mansion. I hope by the end of this episode we will be done. I really, really hope so. That would make me so happy. While we do that, we're going to be discussing the new client that came available recently, and all about that. We're going to be actually having quite interesting conversation about that, I must say. Where could it lead? Find out next. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We are still deep in our minds, kind of really far below. We just want to show you what we've been up to. We've been digging away down here, but how far exactly are we? I don't really know. I just keep following Adam around. So, I think we have to climb to get out, don't we?
Yeah, I hope you're underweight.
Am I ever underweight? I'm never underweight. Oh man, I got so much stuff. I'm at 70%. Let's see.
Oh, you'll make it.
60, 50.
Yeah.
Am I good? 40, 30.
Is it
Oh,
already
it's
30?
Stay at 36, 34. Nice. 34%. Made it up. And I'm holding quite a lot, so I think if I dumped a lot of this stuff, I would be okay.
Yeah.
Now where are we going? Going up the ladder?
We go up the ladder. Actually, like the other way, if you look down the other hallway, I haven't done anything that way. It's like still a...
Oh, so you haven't done anything, but something's going to happen there?
Yeah, I'm going to come at it from the other
Remember
side.
in a previous episode, we were talking about, like, what should we do for the mine? We were like, should we go, like, easier and not make it more fun? Or should we go, like, just as hard as the rest of it and drive people insane? And at the time, I was thinking, you know, we should try to go easy, give them a little fun. And then we started building it, and it turned into driving people insane concept.
I don't know if it's going to be driving people insane. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, you know, I really hope if people, you know, are following along with the labyrinth that they shouldn't find any problems down here.
Yeah, I know we're gonna have some kind of puzzle where people can solve. Anyway, hello, little piggy. He's just stuck down here, isn't he? I don't know how he could possibly have gotten down here. Did he go through our door? That we built so long ago?
No. He was. If you watch our last video,
he was there, wasn't he?
Videos,
He was there. That's right.
He was on the tile that we mined all the way down, so we put him down with us, and then we built a building, and he's stuck now.
We locked him in here last episode. He's just been sitting here. He looks like he's hungry. Oh man, we're starving pigs these days, aren't we? I'm sorry, little pig.
Oh well.
You know what we need? We need some sandstone. Do we have any sandstone bricks?
I think we have some, yeah.
Not bricks, sorry. Slabs. Are there such thing as sandstone slabs?
We could probably make some.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I need to make one sandstone slab floor.
Okay.
Huh, it's the first time that I'm actually looking at the shards of a sandstone. So the question is, can I do that? Let's find out. So if I combine them, do the old-fashioned
Are the slabs for
sandstone
like for
slab.
the
Nice.
floor? Slabs are for floors, right?
I hope so. If it's conventional throughout all of the different slab floors.
Yeah.
Or sandstone. Is it called sandstone slab floor or sandstone floor?
Let's see if I can find it. Sandstone slab floor.
There you go.
2 slabs, 10 mortar.
Perfect. Which means I'm going to need... there's no other place that I need to climb, right? Because I'm going to be walking really slow.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to be carrying 2 slabs.
Okay.
Oh no, that's really slow. As I slowly make my way out of the mine and somehow into the castle, I'm like bringing the 2 slabs up.
Oh,
I don't think we
you're
have
not gonna-
any.
Here, I'll go get the horses.
Thank you.
I will probably be.
Okay, so as I come up, recently they went, like, and this is a big deal. They went from an old engine that we've been using this whole time since we've been playing to a brand new engine that they've been working on, it seems like forever. Yeah. Like, as long as I remember, it's been in the works, and finally it's here. A lot of work went into it. I remember when they first announced it, it was not ready. Like, when they're like, yeah, everybody just go on, take a look.
Do you remember there, like, a long time ago? I kind of remember it was like when Wurm 2.0 came out, like multi-story and all that stuff like that. They were talking about how they didn't want to change certain things because the new rendering system is going to be starting to be worked on.
Yeah.
And that's going to change how everything is being done. And it was also an excuse for why, like, the BSBs don't get wood colors and the boats didn't get wood colors and
all the new stuff was not getting the wood colors. Yeah.
Because once the new rendering system is in, we'll be able to do all of stuff. And then
fast forward 5 years later, and now it's here.
It started going into testing, and it was like bad. Like right away, everybody was like, "No, there's no way this is going to be the new engine." There was a worry. Everybody was like, "Yeah." So we've come a long way since then. It is now on the live server,
and you know what? It looks great. Looks amazing. The shadows, I mean, we brought this up before in previous videos on the test server. The shadows look great. I mean, there's still some, but look at this. Look at that shadow that's just hovering over this building. The trees and the way that the shadows go through the trees and hit the ground.
Now
it just makes the game, gives it more depth.
Right now, there's a lot of issues that people are having with it, and that's to be expected, again, with every single new feature. And all that you have to do is report what's happening, and the devs are in full force right now. I guarantee you, they're in full force right now.
Here comes my savior.
Solve problems as much as they possibly can, and get this thing streamlined for everybody. I know they definitely want to get it perfected so that they can then release it to Wurm Unlimited. So, yeah, that's what's happening right now, I think.
Yeah, it definitely looks great. Now, granted, I mean, my computer's not new. It's probably 5 to 7 years old-ish, most of the parts.
And when you got it, it was
a good computer. And I made sure I got 16 gigs of RAM. I made sure. I think I have a 670 graphics card. Like right now, that's not a great graphics card.
Right. But at the time, it was like decent.
At the time it was like, good. The 770 series, if anybody knows, like follows graphics cards. They're, the pretty powerful ones, not the most powerful, but pretty powerful. One step up from like the, what would you call the 60 series or models? They're like still good like power, but
bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck type card. So it's like one above the bang for your buck card.
Right.
And it's holding up. In Wurm, I'm getting with this new engine, it's pretty well 60 frames constant, except for, as you see now, I'm recording stuff. I'm recording through OBS, and I'm got a bunch of stuff open in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of fluctuating between 50 to 60. And we're in our labyrinth, which takes more. Stuff's always a little slower near the labyrinth because of how much items that we built, and it's still like great. The new client, the new engine is running so much better than the old engine did for me. Like can turn all of the settings up. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah.
And we showed this in a previous video. I mean, I have all of this stuff on, the post-processing stuff. I probably don't have everything turned up to like amazing. I know I don't have a better laptop than my computer now, since you spent buying like a really nice gaming laptop.
I must say that this place looks amazing.
Yeah, so this is also what we've been working on. Look at this.
This place looks amazing.
I really want to finish this. It's like so close but so far.
Yeah, it's still so far.
And I found that it was very hard when I was working on it. Like when we talked about building castle in our building castle video, we're like, first you build the outer walls and you build all of the openings, wooden openings all the way up, and then you start at the top and you work your way down for the inside. Sounds easy enough, but for a place like this, it was so confusing because I had to remember where exactly these floors needed to be placed and where the stairs needed to be placed, and where like the fences, like all these fences would need to be placed. Because if you don't do it in the right order, if you like start removing all of the openings, you wouldn't be able to place the floors where you would need them. And all of a sudden you wouldn't be able to get up to finish all of the fences because it locks you. You build the floors where they need to go, but then you can't actually get up there. And you can't get up there with the cart or something. It's like you have to traverse the labyrinth while you're building the labyrinth. It's just like it's not possible. So you have to be kind of clever and kind of fully understand where everything needs to go before you start destroying stuff. And since for some reason in the past I was not able to record while I had the deed planner up, it seemed to affect, for some reason the deed planner seemed to affect the recording. It looked like the game was lagging when it wasn't. So now I can't even see the deed planner. I'm gonna have to rely on you.
Yep.
And we know how well that goes in the past.
Okay, like right now I'm just trying to get myself acclimated with this because I have a real hard time seeing.
All right, so know this: slate door. Use that as like a guide.
Frame of reference.
Yeah, know that that's the back of it, of the
Okay.
of the
See
building.
that frame door? There still needs to be a wall built over there, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
A couple walls. So I'm curious to know
This
why
needs
that
to be a
floor is
sandstone, I believe.
plan floor. Is there a way to get up there?
Oh, that's a good question.
So
And
if
this
there's
goes back to what I was
Yeah.
saying.
If it's not, then my recommendation is to build the opening there so that we can climb up and get materials up there. Build all the walls.
No, I would do it on another tile next to it.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Yeah, that'd make more sense.
That does make more sense.
So this is the tile that needs the sandstone floor, I believe. So I'm going to
Okay.
build that.
So let's build that.
So tell me
Should I be
your
doing?
thoughts while we go through this and try to figure things out on the new client.
So my experience with the new client has been smooth. I've been on the unstable client for a long time now. Ever since I felt like my computer could run it, I started playing on it because it just looks so nice. Um, you know, I'm playing a little bit on Wurm Unlimited now, and they have still the old client, so like I
Hmm.
definitely see the difference between the two, and I really love the unstable client. And now that it's stable, I felt like I logged in like normal. Like I just logged in, everything like loaded up, and it was just smooth,
Stable.
stable. Um,
There's a good
yeah.
word for it.
Although I know that there's quite a few people having issues with it. I'm not sure how many of those people have played around with the unstable client before. Um, and again, I know that the devs are working actively to try to figure it all out.
That's true. That's one big difference, I think. For quite a while, I don't believe that this rendering engine was getting a lot of attention.
Mm,
And then all of a sudden, it was getting a ton of attention.
right, right.
I think that just made such a huge difference.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna try to remember what I did here. You're gonna
Okay,
have to
so
put all the walls
yeah, I
because I
can
don't
help
remember.
here. Yeah.
Uh,
So this looks like a right here. There's like a marble. I'm just trying to find where you have your marble shards. Okay, there's marble bricks. So right here
I believe I need a
is a marble
statue guy
wall,
here, don't I?
and right here, yeah. Although we can do that. I guess we can't do that
we
later,
could
can
do
we?
that
Right.
now. We can do that
That's
now.
true. Oh no, I think in this spot we can do that later. This door leads to a place. Wait.
Where
Leads
exactly? So we can
to
go through
nothing.
this and fall down. Yeah, there's the problem with the labyrinth right there. Okay,
Right.
so let's statue demon. Is that what I put here? I don't even know why I put that there. Or do I? I don't know. Why
All
are
right.
we putting a demon here? You'll have to find out.
You'll have to let me know someday.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah. All right. I'm finally set up to build stuff. Man, it's taking long.
This is why every time we come in here, it takes forever to
Right.
just get started. You need to orient yourself with what you have to actually do and then find the correct location and then figure out a way up there and then start building for every little part that we have to do for every floor. And hope that we don't make a mistake. Oh god. We're going to have to walk around with a large cart on, like dragged around our back and
Right.
traverse like this mansion
With
just
only
to
enough
figure out.
materials to make like 4 walls
Yeah. God, I hope we don't make
at a
mistakes.
time.
All right, so you made all the walls, right? There's no wall here
This is it.
where the
You know,
demon
I
is.
think I
I
already made a
can't
mistake,
tell.
but I think we can fix it.
We haven't
Yeah.
made anything yet, and you've already made a mistake.
Is there a plain marble and a marble, or is it just marble?
I feel like it's just marble.
Okay, so then I haven't made a mistake.
Okay, that's good to know.
So that's a marble wall as well.
Now I have to find all of my stuff. Marble bricks. Ooh, I'm pretty planned here. All right, so you were telling me about your experience with it.
Right. I think I'm very curious to know what this new engine is going to bring in the future. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think the first thing is, and you were mentioning long time ago, they said, we're not implementing these new wood types. I mean, for people that don't remember, long time ago, bulk storage bins, barrels, and like all that stuff, boats, they all looked different.
I think barrels still look different because they never
Do they
got an
still?
updated
Okay,
model.
there you go. There was a ton of stuff ton of wood items that would look different depending on the type of wood that you made, which was awesome. I think is the type of stuff that we brought up probably in our first few videos that we made
Right.
at some point. It was one of the reasons we loved the game. And then, you know, they started announcing new models for things, which was great. We were very excited. But when they came in, they didn't have the different wood types. And they said, well, you got to wait for the new engine. Then we'll bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
So we waited.
Yep. Now we're stuck up here. Let's see.
Time
no,
to.
we do not want to do that.
I don't even want to know what's up there.
I guess we're gonna have to fall down.
It's only one level, right?
Yeah, it's only a small
Oh,
wound.
but it does. Why does it wound you? It never used to wound you before.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I don't know why it wounds you.
dang it.
Yeah, and I saw
What
that
did I
blood
get?
splatter.
I got a leg wound, a light bruised leg wound. Now the question is, do I still have cotton?
Here, I think I got it for you.
I do. I have cotton. Of course, I've got everything. I've got a gift from 2015 Christmas. Not unwrapped.
Not unwrapped.
In my backpack.
All right, so here's where I'm confused. So, do we need to fill in all the fences and stuff on the third floor?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah, we should do that.
Is this the third floor? No. I feel like I did that already.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, did
Yeah,
you?
I feel like I
finish
did that already.
I
Yeah. Take
don't
a
have to-
look.
Yeah, so I have to run around the deep planner just to double check that. Okay.
Feel like I did that, and we should be planning them on the second level. I don't know what's on this side. I feel like we can get rid of those three. I can always do that later. Let's plan the fences. And
do we need to do the fences on the next floor down first before building
Yeah.
the floors?
I feel like it's better to do the fences first.
I've had issues.
Don't
before
finish
in the
it.
past
Just
with building.
plan them out.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So on this floor, I'll be honest.
I'm gonna have
having
to
a difficulty,
trust
like-
you that you're putting them in the right spot.
Right.
Okay, in the deed planner, and I can kind of tell here, I believe that there's fences around this door. This is the front. And there should be a door here somewhere. Yeah.
Deed planner, I'm having troubles with the controls. Like, Alt Tab and Deed planner will start like or continue to move
Yeah, so then you have to press that same direction to stop it.
to stop it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at this. There are. So I need
Some bricks.
materials
Take
here.
like 5 bricks or something.
It's just bricks.
Yeah, to build fences.
Yes. It doesn't take the fence bar. Is that correct?
No, it doesn't need the bar until the very end.
Okay. So
So overall, how do you feel the Wurm client rollout and the impact to the game went?
I think it went amazing, at least from my perspective. You know, there's always going to be issues with new things rolling out, especially things that have been in the works for years and they're humongous changes. So, considering all things considering, it went
Overall, it's a
very-
win, basically, for you.
I think so. Yeah, it's marble iron fence, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been trying to look out and seeing if we can see some of the. Look at the shadows here. And shadows are so much better.
Oh yeah, so much better. What about you? You're excited about this new change to the game?
I do love it. I love the idea that of how much it can bring more. I mean, it already looks better, and yeah, there's problems. Yeah, there's compatibility problems, I'm sure. There's a lot of different kinds of computers with different components. I'm sure they got to optimize for each one.
Right.
It's going to take a while, but at the same time, it's introduced so many things to the game, so many kind of technological features that weren't possible before, that I hope this is just the beginning, you know? I hope this is like, okay, now that this is done, we can do all this stuff. Like, we can do the new UI. I don't know if that's a part of it. We could do like this whole wood texture thing, and we could introduce effects that we couldn't possibly even imagine, and hopefully they surprise us with some stuff. But that
I agree.
made us start thinking. A lot of stuff has been added to the game over the last few months, right? And we were discussing this, like, you know, we went through some of the updates. Like, a lot of stuff has come out. We constantly say that a lot of, I don't know, the dev team and Retro, like, keeps releasing new stuff out in the news every single week. You know, they bombard us with like new features. We seem spoiled than what we were before. So why doesn't it feel like the game has been updated that much in like the last months, in the last year? Does it
I don't know.
feel like we've had this big update to the game?
To me, I mean, I feel like we've had a lot of big updates, but maybe they don't feel so big because, you know, they're just happening so often. Do you know what I mean? Like, we got the cooking update that was like at the end of last year, which is like, you know, now getting to be nearly a year old.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a huge update. So big that they called it Wurm 3.0. With it, it came like a ton of other stuff. And then after that, in all of this year, I feel as though there's just been a lot of big things happening to the game, and they're happening very frequently, but, you know, the feeling is that there hasn't been like a big upgrade to the game. And then this UI not this UI, the new rendering system comes, and that feels like just another one of those things that are just like a huge thing to the game. But at the same time, like, you know, from the Wormian player's perspective, it's just like, I guess.
Not even from the Wormian player. How about the player that played Worm before, and they're looking into Worm, to come back into Worm,
Right.
or brand new players that just want to know. I don't know. That want to know like what's going on with this game.
Right. Yeah.
I don't maybe I can phrase this well. So we've looked back, and there's two ways to think of releasing updates. You do it the way that the Worm team's doing it. Every week, some little thing is updated in the game. So one week you could have, you know, 2 tile wide mine entrances.
Mm-hmm.
The update is 2 tile wide mine entrances. We're going to bring that to you guys. Another update is we're looking at, I don't know, new wall types into the game. Here's new wall types. At that point, if you were to announce it to players to try to return, or you're trying to like retain players or something, and you'd be like, newest update, we put some wall types in, come back, play. It doesn't sound so great. It sounds like, yeah, new wall types, that's great, but not enough to get me back. But if they were to take everything that they've done over, let's say, the last 4 months or so, would that be enough to like hold that in all into like the test server or something, and then release it all in one big update, like end of summer update, and it's like a lot of stuff? Is that enough? And then you can go and market it and say, look at our big Wurm 4.0 update. It includes tons of stuff. Come back and play. And people are looking, they've got like a big bag of goodies. It's like, how would you like to take Halloween? And I say, I'm going to give you one candy every week for the year. Instead of, you get one night and you get to fill your bag up with tons and tons of candy. So that's kind of like the concept of the big update. It feels bigger, even though it's the same amount of items.
And I'd agree with that. I think,
but then that's the question. Has Wurm created enough items, let's say over the past 4 months? Let's say they decided, we're going to save all the updates that we do in a 4-month period. We'll release one in the spring, one in the summer, and one in the winter. That's what we'll do. We'll release 3 updates a year. But for those 4 months, is that enough items to make it seem like a big update?
The question also is that enough to satisfy everybody?
One big update.
One big update every 4 months. Is that enough to draw people back? And maybe it is. Like, maybe that's like a better strategy to, the 4-month time is like people.
I feel like it's a better marketing strategy.
They eat up all the new stuff. They're playing for however long they play, and then maybe their interest fizzles out a little bit. But I guess then another update comes and sort of draws them back in again, I guess, in that situation.
Yeah. It would still feel like, constant updates. Not as constant now, but each one brings this kind of big update to it. And we know it's coming out this date. A lot of games do stuff like this. Now, the real question is, we know Wurm's a small dev team. Is that big update big enough? Do you feel like it would be big enough?
Well, if they saved up all of the updates, I think. I'm just thinking back to recent.
We don't know. Let's say the last 4 months. If they were to take everything from the last 4 months, and like just bundle it up.
I think a lot came out in the last 4 months, if you ask me.
But I don't know. Do we remember what came out? Okay, you know what? We went back. Luckily, Retro posts everything that's happened every single week.
Right.
So if we go back to update, it looks like 20 or 19, somewhere around there.
17.
Let's 17. If we go back to 17, that's almost exactly 4 months. So here's a list. I have these pages up right now of everything that was announced in the news updates. And this is not a full list of every change that's happened in the game. That would be huge. These are like the main things that we've noticed that were updated. If we bundled all this together, so let's pretend, end of summer update. Here are the changes that we are going to see in Wurm Online. Come back. This like a newsletter or something gets sent out to all the old players and anyone that signed up for Wurm newsletter. And then announcement goes up to all like the big sites that do news on MMOs.
Mm.
And we say, okay, we've introduced a new almanac system. And then they discuss the almanac system and what it is. We introduced new harvestable bushes.
Mm.
Blueberry,
Wait, so this is all
raspberry, and
within the last
lingonberry.
4 months,
These
right?
are in the last 4 months. So here's everything.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can harvest these items and you can use them in the cooking update that they've released, and go ahead and plant them and harvest them. You can now pave grounds and walls inside of caves.
Okay.
You can
Yeah, I
pave them
remember
with
they,
all of the new texture updates that we just released recently
right.
into the game. Guess what? All of those new textures, we can now build them all, slate, sandstone, all that stuff, as bridges.
Hmm. So I remember when that change came in, because there was a post. It was in response to somebody's. I think it was Milena actually. She posted that she didn't like how she was like building like one of the new highways, like with the new pavements,
Yeah.
um, and that it didn't match with the bridge.
This is the new thing. So then the
Yeah.
next one
So
is,
then the next, yeah.
so that's like new bridge types.
Oh,
That's
new bridge types.
that's
Okay.
what I now. At the same time, you could also change the paving type of the floor tile of bridges to any
Yes,
of the
that's the
paving
one I was
types.
talking
Yeah.
about. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking
So that
about. Right.
comes
That's
into the game
huge.
too. And uh, you can now build bridges underground as well.
Okay. Yeah, bridges underground. That
Yeah,
that got me so excited, and a lot of the things that we're doing right now is dependent on
that's
that.
true. What else? You can. They've done other things, like we've changed the combat log to make it more colorful, and to
Right.
so you can pinpoint more of what's going on.
I'm using that a lot actually.
You are.
It's
That's good.
helped me a lot. Yeah.
You can now. Oh, it looks like. Don't forget the highway system. There's a brand new highway system.
Hmm.
This is how you do it. This is what it does. Here's a example of how you can use it.
Mm.
We're also coming out with a brand new midsummer event, or end of summer event that's happening,
Right.
or that could be a
That
part of
came.
it. That was
That
part
came
of
with
it.
the new
Yeah.
mask.
We're also introducing new AI to the game for some of the mobs, so that the mobs could have more life to them.
Mm.
And now, with all of these changes with these texture packs, you can now create all of the different types of stones and marbles and all that stuff for all of the different fences as well.
Mm. That's huge.
They talk
There was something
about,
around that too, wasn't there? This is like the new textures for the fences, right?
yeah,
There was like, yeah, like when they came out the new textures for the houses. Um,
which, you know what
people
happened just
what?
before these 4 months. That
What's
could
that?
also potentially, all the new house textures could have potentially been a
Right,
part of this whole thing too.
right. So all the new house textures, that would have been better, right? Because if they came out with the whole new house textures plus the fences
Plus
all
the
together,
the bridges, plus like being able
right
to
then,
build bridges underground.
right, nobody would be saying anything. There'd be no complaints whatsoever. Everybody would be like jaw dropping, like what just happened? The entire game just opened up.
So true. All right, then we'd say, okay, on top of this, we're adding a new rendering engine.
Right.
That's gonna, and with tons of new rendering options that you can choose. The tree sizes of those big hunky trees like olive and what was it, walnut?
Right.
They're huge. We're gonna reduce them so you can walk around them so they don't take up so much space.
And they didn't say this, but possibly in order to bring back
In order
tree
to
collision.
bring back tree collision, which is a possibility still.
Yes.
You can now build all of the epic structures on Freedom in a
Yes.
better way, I guess.
So that makes it all the decorative folk out there who like
Yeah.
to decorate their needs with fun stuff. This just unlocked that whole like
Yes. Let's see what else we wrote here. The list. Yeah. So all the wall types. They now introduce shatterproof potions into the game, which now
Right.
work. And it
Right,
can be
because
applied to any item, not just weapons.
right.
And
This is
shatterproof
like
potions, what were they?
they came out with the rifts, I think, and they're items that you'd put on. It's like a bit liquid that you put on items that you, when you're casting on them, prevent it from shattering. So they came out with the rift system, but they didn't work. So people were like collecting this stuff that just didn't do anything, and then they made it work. It was great. And there's like a few more things that are like that still don't work, like the bracelets that drop off the rifts. Um, there might still be a person or two holding their breath for it, but at some
Hey,
point,
you never know, right?
yeah, never know. Shit might come down the pipes.
Tons of stuff is coming. I'd say that eventually it's gonna come.
Mhm.
So what else as I actually continue working on these staircases that you were building? Animal cages.
Mm.
You can now bring animals into onto your boats.
Yep. And carry them cross server.
Yeah. How about, and we also have some items like the large crate rack.
Mm. The large crate rack, the pottery rack, all those racks were
And
relatively
here's brand new map dumps for you guys that are
Mm.
going to show all the highway system in the game. You can see it. And now you can customize the outline of the hover object that you're on and change the opacity. God, look, I mean, look at this game when I'm playing right now. The game just looks so much better with this opacity turned down the way that I have it.
That was
It
huge
gets
for us.
out of the way. For me, that was just a huge update.
I love it. I love it.
So, and of course, coming really soon, if it's not already out, is Mind Door updates with new textures and animations.
Right.
That could have been added to this.
Yep.
And of
Also
course,
this-
the low memory client and legacy clients being introduced as alternative because this client came out.
This is
new
not to
client.
mention all of the other little things that happened that we're glossing over. Like, have you ever like been reading through the patch notes and there's that one line, it's not mentioned anywhere else, nobody says anything about it, and there's that one line, and that one line like changes everything for you.
It's so true. And these are just kind of the big ones that we just noticed.
Yeah.
But imagine that update came out. What would you be thinking?
I'd be thinking, man, this game has just evolved into something new.
Now take all of that and then market it to death. Give it to all the websites. Get people excited. People would get excited, I would say,
I
about
think so.
Wurm Online. So the question is, why don't they do it that way?
I think that they do it this way to just continually I mean, there's part of it probably is just like the internal structure of the dev team, but part of it is also just uh, they want to make sure that there's stuff continually coming out to keep things fresh for people. Um, but my feeling is that that kind of backfired. It backfires because once it becomes the norm that every few weeks something new is coming, it's just like I'm expecting something relatively small. Not, I mean, they're big in of themselves, but compared to, let's say, one big massive update that contained everything that was just listed,
Mm-hmm.
like this week we get new house walls, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And that comes into the game. Everybody's building their house walls, and then like 3 weeks later, um, oh yeah, you can now pave all of your, underground, cave tiles. And
Yeah.
then like a few weeks later, you can now do this new thing, like underground bridges. And each one of these in of themselves, like I remember my jaw dropped with underground bridges. Um, but it's like eventually you get to the point where like you're like thinking, okay, well, what's next? Like, am I gonna get something else next? Is there? And then like a few weeks go by and nothing's happening, and you sort of get antsy, like why isn't another thing coming out? Come on, guys, like what's going on over there? So yeah, like it might backfire in that way.
But I don't know. So you think there, like, if you had to give a reason why they wouldn't do it this way,
Hmm.
what would it be?
It might be again the way that the internal structure of the dev team is.
You
It could
think
also
it's
be. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there. Like the
so you don't
the
know? Well, you
the,
don't.
me- the I know that the way that they like, there's like lots of different people working on lots of different things, and
Yeah.
when somebody finishes something, they just like, hey guys, like here's the thing, and they put it on. Maybe it goes on to test. Somebody decides where it goes. I guess that's whatever, and then it just gets pushed out on the next client update. And there's these regularly scheduled client updates, which are happening weekly, I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
or
So
like whenever
yeah,
they feel it.
I almost. Yeah, I guess this is a really good question for retro. Why
Right.
they would do it this way and not the other way. But I guess at the same time, if we had to speculate, if I had to speculate, you see all these updates going out. Let's say the house textures, for example,
Right.
and then they get feedback. It's like constant feedback. The players are like, "Oh, I wish this happened," or "I wish you guys did that," and then
Right.
that gives them the next idea for the next thing set of things. The best
Mhm.
example was the you're able to pave floors in mines now or walls,
Right.
and then all of a sudden they said they found out, well, but I can do all that, but do the the floor of the
The
mine
entrance tile.
entrance
Right. The
tile.
entrance tile. Yeah.
They're like, I want that to be in the game. Like there's like a big uproar, and then next week comes and they're like, okay, so you can do that now. We figured it
Right.
out.
In fact, I remember
Because
like
you guys want it so bad, we figured
I
it
remember
out.
Titch responded to that person right on the forum and said, due to some limitation, we can't do that, or it would be very difficult to do it, and don't expect it to come anytime soon. And then it was like not even a full week. It was like that weekly update. Hey guys, guess what's coming? You're now going to be able to pave the first tile of your cave entrance.
It's like it made her spark some idea or something, or made her want to look at it more because of the impact that it was having with the players. And
Right.
a lot of that stuff, kind of that constant back and forth between the players and the dev teams, because they're doing such little updates every week, allows them to get better quality updates in the future, sort of thing. It allows them to know where to focus their attention on.
Right. I think we're done all the stairs
Nice.
and all the walls, and now I guess the floors are the next thing to do.
let's take a little break and talk to the people in local.
Oh, are there people in local? Oh yeah, there is.
Hi, people in local.
So what's the strategy here for getting these floors? So it's like we're gonna have to destroy one floor at a time and
A
build it.
bunch of floors. How
Bunch
do
of
you
floors.
feel? I can't see exactly what we need to do.
Okay, so
Why don't we start? Oh, and I'm
why
going
don't
to
we
have to
start in
turn
this
down
corner?
the volume a bit because there's going to be a lot of bashing.
I know you don't like that bashing sound. If we start in this corner is like all all floors, like very easy to remember. It's like let's see, six tiles of floors.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Wonder if there's any way I can mark them for you.
I'm just going to take out this whole row. I know that are floors.
Okay, you're going on a different side here. Let me see, where are you?
So, I mean, that's the question. If you had the option, which way would you do it?
I mean, if I had an option from a player's perspective,
From a
which
player's
way would
perspective.
which way would I want the devs to come out with stuff?
Yeah.
Um, I'll be honest. I might be like not the popular opinion here, but my preference would be to hold out and release them less often, and release these updates with a lot, like all that stuff that you're developing over that 4 months, and come out with it all at once, and then spend the next like while working on feedback and adjustments
So
at the
what?
same time as
Why would you do that?
using that as a jumping board for what to do next. You know, why would I do that? From the player's perspective, I'd get really excited about each update, and then it would give me enough time for me to get my hands dirty with all the new stuff and just to continue playing the game and enjoying the game, um, not having to worry that all this new stuff is changing constantly. It seems overwhelming from a casual player's perspective, at least, that every time I log in, it almost seems like something's changed or something's new, and it's like, okay, well, I personally still haven't delved into the cooking stuff fully, and that's been out for a year, and you know, I still have a whole bunch of stuff to do around that, and it's like every month it feels like something brand new is coming out, and it's hard to keep up with it. Whereas if it was like, every 4 months the game changed with this massive update, it would just feel like a refresh,
A
like
rejuvenation of the game, like a
rejuvenation of the game.
facelift.
Yeah. And then I'd be like in heaven for the next while with a whole bunch of stuff. Um,
You're the type of person that loves to research. Like,
oh
here's
yeah,
the update. Research it all.
right. Yeah, and that's another thing
on the wiki or something.
when it's all piecemeal, you don't really have to research too much. It's like, oh, they just came out with like all the different types of bridges. It's like, okay, let's build one, and then let's build another one, and then okay, pretty much done that. Like that's all the research that we need to do.
I'm
Wait
actually
for the
really
next thing to come out.
interested in what everybody's gonna comment. Like, make your comments on what you feel you'd rather see, what they're doing now, or whether they should hold back everything in one big update, like Adam's saying. Uh, Personally, I would also say that one big update would probably make the game a lot easier to market. a lot
Right.
easier to showcase. Every like if they did like a three times a month, three times a year, they could potentially showcase the game and market the game like big time three times a year on lots of major places on newsletters.
Right. Yeah, and like it doesn't sound as great when it's like we're
But
marketing it now because there's like a big update to the engine, to the
but
okay.
if they continue the way they're doing, then we can only speculate. Like what they're doing now is working for them. So
Right.
how could they continue that but still generate the excitement that one big update gets? Could they have a bit of both worlds?
Okay. So somewhere in
And the
between.
only way that I can think of is how about if, and one little break, we got a hello back.
Nice. You're gonna hold that thought.
How are you guys doing? Anyway, what if they could kind of take everything that they did over the summer or whatever, like we just did,
Hmm.
and somehow generate buzz around that?
Hmm.
You know, they've like this is what has come, and I've seen it kind of before. They did it once before or twice before, where they kind of tried to generate this excitement around what we've
Yeah.
done in the last year or
I don't
something.
remember it happened when Xanadu first came out. There was like a huge hype. It
Yeah,
was like
and they released. If you haven't played in the last such and such a while, this is what
come
you've
and
been
check it out.
missing.
Yeah. The other thing that you have to consider is that with Worm Unlimited, you have access to a huge audience over there on Steam where you might have people who have seen, the game in their discovery queue, or you know, they just, and then maybe followed it but never really like looked at it again or hit a like on it or was just like interested in it. And then all of a sudden you're seeing like these huge announcements coming from this game that you're following, or you're seeing community content being created because of something or other that's happening. I don't know, like I think that, and then a big update happens and everybody's like, wow, this is like a game changer. The game like got a huge face uplift. Like, for example, the new UI is coming out, and like maybe that was the thing that caused you to refund it in the first place because the UI was crappy. Like these huge like marketing campaigns could potentially bring in a whole bunch of new players, and yeah, help out with the longevity of the game.
That's true.
How are these people in Lowell?
They said that they're foraging for garlics. I'm gonna say, ah, I wish I had some garlics to give you guys, but we are fresh out here. You guys need a mallet?
Speaking of new players,
That's my one thing that I can give out. Mallets. Do you need a mallet? I can make a mallet. I'm not a, I don't make anything else that I could give. A grindstone? Do you think people would want a grindstone?
I don't know. A grindstone. That would be like, hey, do you guys want a mine door? We can make a mine door. I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's, I guess I'm looking in the wrong wagon. Let's move this
Yeah,
way.
you're gonna have to let me know what's going
I think,
on.
okay, so the problem is that this one here is supposed to be a ladder, which needs a floor on the
I mean,
bottom floor.
stairs that needs the floor.
Stairs. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
stairs that
okay.
need a
Just
floor.
build the stairs and then.
Can't. You have to build the floor first.
Oh, that's right. So we'll do that later.
Yeah. So all of this whole row then, the rest of the row is floor. Oh, okay, that's everything in
I'm gonna tell them we're gonna trying to finish part of our house.
part of our house. Yeah, just this little itty bitty.
You can. It's been a lot of work, but it's worth it. No, say, but it's starting to look great. What is this house called? The Puzzle Castle. That's awesome. It sounds like they are new players.
Right.
I'm almost tempted to just go out and find out where they are. Shouldn't we be hearing like them foraging? But I don't hear them foraging.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
That's good. It does take time. Gobi. It's up to you. You can go out there.
Man, I so want to go find them. All right, so what are we doing here? Oh, I have your cart. What do you have in your cart?
Nothing.
Mortar and
bricks.
Do you have slabs?
No, you have the slabs in yours.
I have the slabs in mine. Which means we can't quite work on the same thing together.
Yeah, we can. Just stand next to me and grab from your cart.
All right, so let's see. I have marble bricks. There's the slabs.
You're gonna have to destroy the next row as well.
Oh, you want me to destroy?
I mean, may as well. It's gonna have to happen, and if all the floors are done, and then you destroy, I'm sitting there waiting for you to finish destroying.
That's true. Let's see. What do I need? I need a large maul. So where were we?
Carving knife, isn't it?
We were talking to the newbies. That's what we were doing.
That's right. Isn't it carving knife to destroy that?
I can also use this large maul, and both of them would take the same amount of actions.
Why? It's like one action.
You know.
Yeah.
Whether you have a carving knife, whether you have a large maul. It might be a lower level carving knife could destroy it in one action, whereas a higher level large maul would be needed. I'm not quite sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, looking back at that list of items I've been posting over the last little while, like...
I asked them if they needed some food. Do we even have food to give them?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so. Why would you ask if we have food?
I don't know. Shouldn't we offer something?
Hey, would you like some food?
Too bad, we don't have any. I just assumed that we do have some food somewhere. I don't know.
Well, we have like one piece of food for between the two of us.
We have one. Do you want to take a bite of our food that we've been using for the last month?
That reminds me of a suggestion that was on the forums recently, that you should be able to take a knife and cut up food
into smaller chunks.
Wow. So just cut off like 1 kilogram of this food, because now like people have figured out that they could make 20 kilogram this, that, or the other, and it just lasts forever. Problem with it is that sharing it is extremely difficult. It's like you'd have to like trade it to that person, and then they'd trade it to the next person, or put it in a barrel and let everybody eat out of it, or what. But like it would be much nicer if you were able to cut off like 1 kilogram of it and hand it out.
I guess you can't do that, can you? That seems like it would make sense. talking about suggestions, when we were having our discussion about personal goals, I think it was.
Okay.
On our Patreon page, I believe, Kyoko Lioness had, I think, a great idea. And we were talking about what personal goals were and what we think it should be changed to. Her idea, or his idea,
I think it's a her. Yeah.
because I think the personal goals should be something that you can pick out from the beginning. So essentially, you pick your own ideas, or you pick your own personal goals out of a list, I guess. So it's like a big list, and you got to pick whatever, like 10. And you can categorize them. You could pick 10 easy goals, 10 like what it was said here, 10 medium goals, or 10 hard goals. And it gave some suggestions about what each one could be. And because you're choosing them, they become more personal to you. What do you think about that?
I like that. And I like the idea of a big list of goals, and you just choose them. Like, I might make it like a little bit harder in the sense that, maybe like 50 easy goals, because the easy goals you would imagine, like, create 100 planks and pick flowers, certain amount of them or whatever. To complete 10 of those would be very quick. I feel like you should have like enough that's going to be like a long journey to complete it all. Maybe a combination with what we were talking about in our in the previous episode, where there's like categories, like complete the hunter personal goal, which in that category has a massive list of easy, medium, hard, and like epic level goals.
Yeah.
And then within that, there's like tiers or something, so you're getting rewards along the way or something. But I do like the idea of like picking from a list. I don't know. What do you think about that idea?
I thought it would be great. I think it would give pretty much what you think it would. Like, it would make you feel more personal. Maybe it could be in combination with what we said in the video. Like, I can't even remember what we what we ended up agreeing on, but
well, I don't think we agreed on anything,
but probably not. But anything to make it more personal would be great. Anything that makes it feel more part of the game. I think that's where we're trying to go with it. Anything that makes it feel like part of what you're doing, instead of like something separate that you kind of don't look at. Something that makes you feel more aware and connected with the goals and makes you want to do them. Anything would be great.
Connecting with the goals is a big one, because you kind of have to take ownership on them. And the way that the personal goals are now, like, there's I feel no connection to them in this. At least I don't feel like even trying to complete one of them, because there's no real chance of me ever finishing all of them.
I guess that's kind of true.
I mean, there's some people who take it on, but the majority of people, I don't think, really.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like half looking at what we're doing in the castle, and half trying to figure out a way to talk these guys into coming here. Or to go out and find them. Oh, do you hear that? Do you think that's them fighting?
Yeah, could be.
Here, let me just listen for a second. I don't know if you guys can listen at all.
It's the horse.
Shouldn't we figure out which direction that's coming from?
It's either a horse or a hell horse.
Oh no, it's done.
Either way, those things are really easy to kill. So, nope, there's more fighting.
I think it's coming from the north.
Let's see. I agree. Yep, north. Yep.
Or do you think that's one of our horses? Are one of our horses dying? No, we don't have horses.
Nah, that sounds too far away. We don't. All of our horses are here.
Oh, they just killed a hell horse.
Yeah. It's a pretty easy thing to kill.
Didn't realize hell horses around here. I really should get out more.
Did we establish that they're new, or just the fact that they were foraging for garlic?
They are foraging for garlic. That's all we know. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out.
And they're all dressed in Drake.
Hitch, 2, 3. That leaves me with who?
I was offering to give us a hand.
I'll be like, sure. Sure, how do we find each other? Oops.
So
Oh, with these headphones, I
what am
can't
doing
seem to hear myself.
here? I bet you I can't.
I'm
bash
leaving.
This, eh?
I'm leaving Adam
Yeah.
to defend
Like
for
sitting here,
himself.
Can I destroy?
You know what I
this?
need to do? I need to take off my gear so I
you
don't
look
look
you
like I know what I'm doing.
See, this is what Brian loves to do in this game.
just randomly in the middle of an episode.
This is like at any time, if you saw a new player, you drop everything that you're doing and you go out there.
Is that you? That's you, right?
That's me. I'm
Bashing?
seeing what
Okay.
destroying the floor looks like.
Wow. And here's the game with the...
Oh, I can destroy it. Did they change that? I'm not a villager here. I'm able to destroy these floors pretty easily.
How can we say it? I feel we live to the south in the forest.
Off the north of Vrock's Road, heading back to Vrock. We're just off.
There they are. I'm going to walk towards them.
Hmm.
Is that them? That is them.
Ask if they're settled around here.
Titles. I forgot to take off my titles. None. Are you guys settled around here? And how much do you think they actually
Hello,
realize
how are you?
that's my name? Or that's my voice?
What the hello? How are you?
Hello! Hello! How are you?
Obviously, they. How would they possibly know?
They wouldn't know. I don't know. I just think that's
How are
funny.
you?
We are from Lake Selkie area. Where's Lake Selkie?
Is that north of us here? I'd have to look at the forums. Or at the community
We are
map.
here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've ever been close to there before.
Yeah, you have.
Have I?
I'm sure. Wait, Lake Selkie. Let's just double check. I'm gonna look up. Does this map? Did they label the? They did not label the lakes.
I've been so bogged down with our project recently. I'll say with our house recently. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool.
I really don't know where to find a list of the lakes.
I'm sure someone can comment. I think I'm this way.
I think the community map doesn't list the
I should
lakes.
probably get on my horse.
Okay, I see. I can't.
They're gonna give us a hand, but they need to go out for an hour. They're gonna log off at our place.
So they know where our place is.
They have no idea. I'm leading them there now.
Are you sure? Are we going to be even on in an hour? No.
No, I don't know. That'll be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for us.
Yeah.
These are the times we have to record. At 12 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I'm gonna put my
So you
sword
never
on.
answered what you would prefer in terms of releasing content.
That is so true.
Yeah. Would you prefer, as a player, would you prefer like new content happening like regular, like a little bits at a time, or would you rather they released nothing and kept it all under the hood until one big massive release of everything? Which would you prefer?
I feel like it makes a difference on. I feel like the weekly one is better for the dev team. I feel like that's why they do it. Here, I'm gonna bring them to the front of the labyrinth. Huh?
It's up to you.
I just want to say this is the first time we're leading people. Oh my god, this is so funny.
Go on in here.
There's 3 people. We're I don't know where it is anymore. I think it's this way. Please be this way.
Here, guys, enter into this little house right here.
It's not. It's this way.
Do they have horses?
They do.
Is it on a cart, or like, do they have saddles?
I think I lost them.
You're running too fast, so your horse is probably a little bit faster than their horses.
So hard to tell where they are. Oh, there they are. Found you.
She said that they lost one.
They completely got lost just coming to this place. Oh, wow. Oh, they're way over there. I almost saw them. There's one.
Oh, it's This place is getting really, it's really opening up.
Let's disembark and try to say sorry, our overgrown with trees.
I know. Did you find the other two?
I found another person.
No, I mean Scoby and Schla.
Yeah, so who's here? Slavin is here.
Scoby's lost.
Yeah.
Are you gonna help find him?
I don't know. I'm like trying to get rid of the overgrown trees.
Well, that's nice.
Because you can't see our place because there's so many trees.
Meanwhile,
Some guy's
Scoby's
just
getting
lost.
Mauled by like a hellhound or something. You should go help find the other guy.
I just
Maybe
saw
Find
Annette.
people.
So Annette is here.
Yes.
Where's the other
Shelvin
guy?
And Scoby's
Scoby.
lost. And you're concerned with the trees.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the way that it looks.
Oh, our house is a mess.
I don't hear him getting mauled by somebody. We lost Scoby. I don't see him. I'll be like, hey, over here.
Hey, over here!
I can hear you saying that. You know, instead, if you kept building this, we would be halfway done.
I know.
So close.
He was at a tar pit.
Is that
Isn't
the
there
tar
one
pit out
that
in front of our
way?
place?
Yeah, in
just
front of our place.
right in front of our place. If you're walking away from the
Yeah.
up the road away, you hang a right at the top of the hill.
Be like,
So
I think I know where that is.
I don't think there's many tar pits in the area.
He found me.
Look at that.
Oh, he's gonna sit and he's gonna fight the spider. He'll
What
come
are
in.
they? What are they dressed in? 'Cause I can't see them.
They're pretty well dressed.
Okay. So not complete newbies.
No, no.
Well dressed as in like they're enchained.
Yeah, they're in plate, it looks like.
They're in plate.
Now I have to find my way back. This way.
Can you check to see what level that plate is?
That's a good question. This person's in chain. Look, equipment, head 55, 60, 50s in the 50s.
It's hard to say because on this server, to buy a set of 60 quality and 50 quality chain would be quite inexpensive.
Should I should be evil and be like, yeah, it's just through the front door, and just get them into the labyrinth and then lock them in.
Lock them in.
Just got to make your way to the.
You see that castle up there? I'll be waiting on the other side.
Project. Yeah. Easier to go around. This way.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Have you checked your playtime recently?
No, I haven't. Play time. I am at only 293.
Let's see. I think I beat you. 340.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a little insane.
Like bringing them around like cattle. Like, just follow me this way. So how's the house building going?
It's going. It's on its way.
This is how you make friends in Wurm, right here.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe they'll run through our labyrinth once it's done.
Be like, try not to fall down the hole.
Yeah, don't do that. Just want to get all these ladders down. Get over here and start destroying these.
How would I add people?
You right-click the building, go to permissions. You have to add their names in manually. So you
Manage
have to type their name in and hit add.
building. Okay, so 3 names. Scoby,
Yeah, you add.
Add.
Just add their names. They'll all get added one at a time.
Annette, add, and Shalvin, add. And then
Allow them to enter.
allow them to enter.
There is
For
quite
now.
a bit of stuff in here, so
I believe we're
don't let them pick up stuff.
Did they enter?
I see you.
Can we allow them to bash stuff?
Hello, how are you?
Actually, how did you allow me to bash stuff so I can bash it?
Manage all
In one
door.
shot.
Manage building. I don't know. I guess that's the way that it works.
I don't know.
So I managed to add this person. So which one's the bashing one? Modify building? I'm okay letting them modify the building.
Okay.
Or is it pick up items, pick up planted, plant merchant, may unload. Alright.
You know what
Sure.
we do need is the floor. Although, once we do that, we can't bring the wagons up.
I'll be like, we kind of... Lots of these wooden openings that we need to destroy.
Can they destroy them is the question.
I don't know. Do we have anything to give them? I don't even know.
Not really. All of our stuff is back at our deed, which is like
Oh, yeah.
forever away. And all we brought was our own personal tools and I don't know. This was not a well thought out plan, I don't think.
Now that we have them here, lock all the doors.
They can, I mean, aside from bashing, we also need the floors. We can let them have access to one of the wagons and let them grab the slabs and mortar. if
Well,
they have
that's
files with
true.
them.
You would have to plan everything out. Wow, this...
Not really. To a degree.
You would have... Oh, the floor. I see.
Floors.
What does the floors do?
Slabs and mortar.
Is it... I feel like it's stone. I feel like I have a stone floor.
Oh, you want a stone floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that look?
That makes it easier. The stone looks fine. Yeah, actually, in the D plan,
If we do that,
stone looks
then we won't be able to go up with the carts and
we
back
won't be able
down.
to go with the wagons.
Are we ready for that?
No, no. Because we need to finish those fences. The problem is, once you finish the fences,
Destroy them quickly. If you are... Oh, wait. You can destroy them in one shot, right?
yeah, are they able to destroy them in one shot?
In one shot. Don't worry too much about it.
Like, I feel like we can climb up if we go quickly enough. We can always build a... We can always leave one of the floors.
Yeah, the guy damaged it by 4
Right. See, I'm not too worried.
of them taking stuff because we'll have to get them to... Oh, you said...
Right, here's what I'm thinking. The issue is that, let's say if I finish these fences,
Yeah.
then we won't be able to bash the floors.
If you finish the fences, you won't be able to bash the floors. Yeah, you will.
No. You can't just leave floating fences. It won't let you.
Oh, I see. We did this wrong then. You need to
That's what I was saying
destroy
before.
this one first. And then
Build the floor,
build one floor.
and then build
And
the...
then do the next one, build the next floor.
Right. You have to build the floors first, then the fences. I feel like even having started it is going to prevent us from destroying the floor.
Maybe give them access to one of the carts.
Okay.
Your cart? And
It has no stone bricks in it. We'll have to go get stone bricks.
I thought it only had stone, or not stone bricks. I mean marble.
Marble. It has marble bricks.
You know what? This episode took a big turn than what I thought it would be. I don't know how much we're boring you guys right now, but we're going to continue and try to make friends. And we hope you enjoyed our discussion on Wurm, the new Wurm client, and our discussion about Wurm and how they should be clumping their updates together. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. We have 3 new friends to entertain, so we'll go entertain them and let you guys continue playing. We'll see you guys next week in our next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.